What's up, everybody? This is Dan, the old man, Team 520. We just finished up the tournament here at Showtime Cards and Comics in Tucson, Arizona. It was the Raging Tempest sneak peek. You can see that he even won the mat. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, give everybody your name.
Jason.
Jason. Okay, and what are we profiling today?
DDDs.
DDDs. All right, let's get to it. Let's see that profile.
Sure. We'll start with the draw engine. You go 3 allure.
Standard. That fact that card's at 3 is disgusting.
Let me find the rest of them.
I didn't think that card was ever going to 3.
Oh, sorry. I don't have it organized, really.
Upstart.
And Pot of Desires.
And Pot of Desires.
You don't want to run trade-in. Don't run trade-in.
Yeah, you were telling me that that trade-in engine was hurting you, that you wanted the Pot of Desires to get for that consistency because it adds the consistency that the trade-in doesn't give you. So you like it better that way with the Pot of Desires?
You can always pay the cost. Why?
Right.
All right, let's go with the monsters now.
All right.
3 Kepler, he searches.
3 Kepler.
You couldn't really play the deck without him.
Right.
Slimes, you're going to need all your slimes. 3 and 3.
Now, the slimes are what allow you to fusion from the grave, right?
Use from the hand, use from the graveyard. So you discard him, and usually him and a pair, and they go, I don't know what to say, this is my graveyard. Right there.
Right.
Necro can trip off, target another DD, banish them both. So any DD doesn't have to be Slime himself. It could be, if for whatever reason Kepler's in the graveyard, you can target Kepler or whatever you want.
Right.
And you make another fusion. Swirl, you can banish from the graveyard, and then special summon a monster, though. So a lot of the times you use Swirl as a play with, like, Genghis, to trip Genghis' effect off to bring back, say, the tuner.
Nice. So that's where all your plays start.
Yeah, typically. And this is the reason the deck even is good.
That's the Lamia?
That's the only reason the deck's good right now. If you didn't have Lamia, you really couldn't make
She's the way you go into those synchros, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, nice. Nice.
Your Armageddon Knight, that's all he is, literally.
Okay.
Your monster born on wheels. So,
Let's see, what do we got there?
what you can do with them is you can pendulum him right here.
Right?
And then when you go to special summon a DD, his effect will go off. You can pay 1,000 life points. And for the rest of the turn, your opponent takes half damage. However, it allows you to special summon back any DD monster in the graveyard. So it's usually nice. You usually use them with plays for this, so you don't have to actually use Lamia's effect to revive it from the grave.
Right.
So you can repetitively use the same tuner. That's why you'll see. That's why Max Seaton just defeats this deck, is solely because you special summon the same card so many damn times.
Nice.
But you can also normal summon him, and then when he does that, you can grab any DD monster from the graveyard, but it has to be triple D. Can't grab any of the double D ones.
So it has to be a DDD.
Yes.
So it's got to be the big boobies, not the small boobies.
Exactly.
There you go.
I'm gonna move that the way.
Alrighty.
So we got these guys, Copernicus. There you go, over here, Lemia. And we'll go into Thomas. Thomas is your rank 8 engine. He also can, if he's in the pendulum zone, add him back to the hand, so you actually can reuse your pendulums.
So that's how you go into Hope Harbinger and stuff like that.
Typically, I mean, you have to use them with like Swirl Slime, and then you have to have an actual pendulum thing. So if you Swirl Slime it out, target that, pop him, goes back to the extra deck, and you summon out another Ragnarok or whatever.
So Titanic Galaxy's not really a common play for you, or
Oh, that's the play you want.
is it?
Yeah. Let's see now.
I know in my Metal Foe Yang Zings I make it regular, but you know it's this DDD deck. I've played it, but you know I haven't played it. I played against it. So.
Yeah. All right, now the last guy is him. He is essentially an MST you can search out.
Very nice. Get rid of that troublesome back row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scale him, or you scale him. You target one of their spells and traps, and just target one of yours. Destroy them both. So that's actually how you can sometimes prevent yourself from burning. Say you have Kepler in attack mode, you're not going to use him. You can pop Kepler, so you don't have a guy sitting there.
So it's almost your Archfiend Eccentric, only you can pop one of yours as well, not just theirs. Okay.
Obviously, it was more meant for the contracts. Contracts burning every turn.
Right, exactly.
Let's go into the contracts now. So we have Gate. Gate searches your monsters. You need Gate.
Right.
I only run one Swamp King. I might run 2 now, though. I have Desires in here. So there might be 2 of that. And another one you can run is the trap called Dark Contract of the Witches, which is a Regeki break. But on top of that, on your opponent's turn, all your monsters that are DDs get 1,000 attack power.
Nice. So how come only one of these right now?
Because I didn't have Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires is what... When I was running the trade-in engine, it didn't work really well.
Right.
So you never want to draw more of these. Like you don't want to ever start with like 2 dark contracts at the gates in your hand. You don't want to have multiples because you can't stack them. So I can't play 2 and then use both of their effects.
Okay.
So you want to only have 1 at a time.
Very nice.
All right, let's go to the other tech now. All right, you got 1 for 1. That card's just awesome.
Yeah.
Maxi, not surprising.
Yeah, that's I've lost to that card the last 2 weeks.
Ghost Ogre,
Great card.
super good. And we'll go for the remainder of the spells as well. Wear Off Thou was great though. It has kind of a high cost. You pay 2,000 life points and you have to have a 1 on the board. But typically, what you could do is it's a free search essentially. So like say you play Kepler.
Right.
You almost summon your Kepler in your turn. Kepler searches out your Dark Contracted Gates. You can hit Wear Off Thou and then just grab your Lemia. So now you have your Dark Contracted Gate to search another monster. So
nice.
with one monster, you get 2 monsters.
So it's a combo extender.
Exactly.
Right.
I wouldn't run more than 2 though. And then see, I showed Strikes, Reasoning because there's enough varying levels that'll actually work.
Right, and then
you don't have to run that though. You don't have to run Reasoning. You can switch that.
Right.
For whatever. Soul Charge. That's the last card.
Soul Charge, great. I'm sorry I took it out of my Metal Foe Yang Zing. I just never drew it. You know what I mean? Being a 1-of, I never drew it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a great card.
Well, it's nice too because it gives you an option to get back like Crystal Wing if it dies.
Right.
Because there's no way to get it if it dies. That actually gives you. Oh, I get my Crystal Wing back. You don't get to attack, but you can rebuild your whole board if you have enough life points.
Right, and then you get those negates out there and.
All right, let's go to the monster or the
extra deck. Yeah.
Which does not have Omega anymore.
Would you trade it away today?
Yeah, got a Toad and a bunch of other cards out of it.
Nice.
All right, we'll start with the fusions. Yangus.
Okay, so that's
that card literally does everything in the deck.
Is he the one that gives them all piercing?
No, he is not the one that gives them all piercing. So when he's faced up on the field, every time you special summon a DD, you can special summon a DD monster from your graveyard.
Oh, okay, that's what that one is. All right, so
he's the one. He's essentially a monster reborn.
Monster reborn, yeah.
All right, then of course he's an older one. A lot of people who play DDs know who he is.
Right.
Yeah, Oracle. Oracle's original purpose was to mitigate the burn damage. Instead, you gain the life.
Right.
Oracle, a lot of times you throw her out, so you can just go into Siegfried really fast.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe that's what he did with him.
Yep.
That's the werewolf.
Slow heavy storm with piercing. You never will ever get to use that heavy storm effect. I've never managed to do it.
Yeah, he was blowing up my spells every turn with it.
And of course, you don't have to run him. We're only going to really need to run these. This guy's more optional, but he's super cool because if you drop him out and they have 2 monsters, you attack one, you steal the other one and attach it, and all of a sudden he become a 6,000 beater.
A 3,200 beater right now, but it becomes a 6,000. Wow.
And
yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, let's go to the Synchros, which are a little different now than what they used to be. All
right.
So we'll go for the DD one. So you have Alexander. These are the 2 DDs you run. Alexander's part of your starting board. He negates a face-up spell or trap till the next standby phase.
Okay.
You actually could do broken-ass combos with Vanity's Emptiness. You turn that on their turn. You target Vanity on your turn, turn it off, special summon all your guys, and it turns right back on their turn.
Right.
Or you could do stuff like if they don't play a spell or trap, you can negate your contract, and then when your standby phase rolls over, you don't take the burn damage, and then it turns back on.
Very nice.
Yes. Gust is essentially the same as him. The only difference between these two, other than the fact that he's a synchro, is that he can only get back level 4s. He's important, though, because he is how you make the boss monster.
There it is, right there. The whole reason this deck exists, just to put this guy out here.
Turn 1.
Yeah, turn 1, Crystal Wing, GG.
Oh, yeah. All right, then we'll go into some other synchros. So we
Can you believe this card's gone up to, what, $70 right now?
Yeah.
That's crazy, and I traded mine for, I think it was an Omega I traded mine for.
Oh, that's not too far off, though. The Omega's worth almost as much.
That's expensive.
All right, for these 2, you're able to do a draw play with Librarian where you can pull a brand new hand.
Right.
After you're done summoning. Where you end a board with both of these guys on it and Librarian, you have a 4-card hand added to you, which obviously is play extender. Say you're running the Regeki break, now you have fodder for it, actually.
Right.
You draw a strike, draw a maxi, whatever. Or you draw a bunch of crap, who knows?
Anybody plays Synchrons, you know, knows these 2 cards.
Oh, he's great, too. Sometimes you just make them just because you want that extra draw.
Right.
And obviously him.
TG Hyper Librarian. Anytime you're going to mass synchro, TG Hyper Librarian's nice.
So you can use Trishula for the 9 or the bigger Crystron, whatever one you want. Bigger Crystron, obviously, if you drop it against Zodiac or Zoic, you win.
Yeah, the Crystron Phoenix.
Yeah, it's a flat win. Yeah. Crystron Phoenix is a flat win.
I use him in my Metal Foe Yang Zings just for Paleozoics, just because
I was citing it for a
card.
bit, but I stopped because you really don't need it. And Void Ogre, Void Ogre's actually taking the slot for Omega where he used to be. You really don't need Omega, though. I don't know why people say you need it. You don't need him because odds are you don't have enough resources to make Omega.
Right. This is an MVP in my Metal Foe Yang Zings. This is absolutely an MVP.
And it's so easy to use because, for one, all your cards are mostly dark.
Right.
And he has the same effect as Siegfried. However, the one issue with Siegfried is, say if you get hit by a Fog Blade, Siegfried could turn it off that one turn, but next coming turn, Fog Blade turns back on and Siegfried's screwed.
Right.
Or him, he can actually get the traps and spells off the board.
Right.
And then the last Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, you just need another level 7.
No, another 7, yeah.
That's it, because you can't really directly go into 8s without stepping up to them.
Yeah, Pendulum Magicians.
He's good, though, because if you grab Ragnarok out and you have another DD, you can turn one Synchro Summon into 3 monsters.
Right.
So he's not bad. All right, so we'll move these guys out the way. And your 2 Xyz. He's awesome.
Oh, Titanic Galaxy?
Oh,
yeah, that's
part of the awesome board.
Yep.
All
yep.
right.
Yeah, it's GG. You put him out there with Crystal Wing? Yeah.
Crystal
GG.
Wing Siegfried, you win. Yeah. He's good because he's their version of Lightning. When he hits the board, if they don't strike him or warning him, he turns off all effects on the field.
Yeah, I think he hit me with that card today.
Yeah, I won 2 duels with this. Along with the fact that he has a detach effect that blows up. It's essentially Heavy Storm. And on your turn, if you so choose to, you can add Dark Contracts back with him, so he can go and get your Dark Contracts back.
I think the only difference, when I played against you and I played against Tim.
Probably would you have Omega, right? Yeah. How often do you make Omega, though, really? Exactly.
I think the only thing that won me against your 2 DDD decks was that.
This is the 3-piece you do. That's what you want.
I think the only thing the only reason I was able to beat you guys was 9 pillars. That was it. That was the difference.
Fuck 9 pillars.
Yeah, he loves that card.
I hate that card. I've lost so many times no matter what deck I've used with it.
Well, Jason, we do the side deck, but I just got a 15% battery power, so that means my phone's gonna die here real fast.
We can do it real quick if you want.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, because I noticed you got some text in there that I don't think a lot of people run, so I want to see that.
DD Crow, because
DD Crow, that's obvious.
We'll go to, because the Zodiac's coming out, they don't do
Dark
well
Hole.
with that.
Yeah, Dark Hole and Raigeki. I side that now, too.
Kaiju, and he's a lower target.
Yeah.
System down might come down if DDs just fall off the map.
Yeah, ABCs?
Yeah, sorry, ABCs. And Dark Contract with Eric. He's a Royal Decree that you can search.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Magical Spring's probably going to come out because of this
Metal
card.
Foes. Grisaille Prison. I run this in my Fluffles. This is the poor man's. If anybody doesn't know what this card does,
Poor man D-Bear.
this is the poor man's D-Barrier.
It's better than D-Bear, actually, in some cases, because it turns it off for 2 turns.
That's it. Yeah, the reason I love this in my Fluffles is because I've always got a fusion on the field. So as long as you got a fusion on the field, Xyz and Synchros aren't doing shit.
And the last card, because I'll probably end up taking these 2 out. Dark Highlander. If you are mirror matching a DD player and you drop Dark Highlander, turn 1 with like a Crystal Wing, you win.
Very nice.
You just win.
Very nice. Well, Jason, thank you. If you want to check out the video, it's Team 520YGO on YouTube. It's going to go up tonight. We thank you for doing the profile, man. It's been great. I hope to see you at more tournaments and get you on here for topping the tournaments and stuff like that. So
yeah,
awesome, man. Thanks.
All
right, everybody. That was Jason with his DDD deck. Come on out. Anybody in Tucson, come on out to Showtime Cards and Comics in Tucson, Arizona. They do tournaments on Saturdays and Sundays. If they get the Sunday tournaments bigger, they would like that, and then you would get to go towards your Konami points and stuff like that. Saturday tournaments are always pretty big. I think we had close to 40 people here today, if not over. So it was a nice day.
Because of a Seek Peak.
Yeah. And it did real well. So, but we usually get a pretty big turnout here at Showtime. George and his staff, you can kind of see the store around there. George and his staff do real well. They love the Yu-Gi-Oh community and they wanna grow. And as always, you guys know Team 520. We're trying to get Tucson on the map. So let's represent, guys.